Well, hello. I'm hoping this is actually working. And, well, we'll find out in a few if people actually come over. I see we have the planet rendezvous system. Oh my goodness, wait a second. It only says there's one person in the room. I would thought there was nobody here. Is the video looking fine? Guys? Oh my goodness, people are entering the room. Veritable tidal wave of people. So I am out here looking at my planetary rendezvous system. This is a part of Protractor, which is the other good way to find where you're going in the solar system. So, yeah, whole weekend was crazy busy. We had the election and I got sick. And I don't know if you know that I work a lot in data analysis. So, of course, I was, crunching numbers. And, well, my predictions mostly came true. So, that's pretty good, huh? Today, I'm not drinking beer because I've been sick. Instead, I'm drinking the finest in Oakland water in a glass which reads the historic John's Grill, 63 Ellis Street, San Francisco, home of the Maltese Falcon. And you can see the Maltese Falcon there. If you know Humphrey Bogart movies, you'll know the Maltese Falcon. It's good water, though. No, but I've been sick, and I've been taking stuff to stop me being sick. I'm up for an hourly freedom once we get enough people in the room. If we get 50 people in the room, I will give a freedom, right? The Falcon of Maltese. So, the other thing is, because I've been away and not so good, I guess I didn't have any chance to post any videos. So, I got a bunch of emails saying, hey, when's your next video? So the first, so one of the people like to come up with suggestions because people forever think that I can't come up with my own suggestions. And the one that came up with the most was, hey, can you show us where all the anomalies are? So I built an anomaly-seeking spacecraft, which will, of course, fly around the planet and hopefully scan for stuff. There, you see, it's drawing this map here. If I time accelerate, it will find it faster, right? But we're in a pointless orbit here to do it. We're actually in a perfectly equatorial orbit. We're not going to see anything unless we're in a polar orbit. So I'm not actually caring because we found all the interesting ones in Kerbal. And you've probably found the Neil Armstrong monument on the moon. So really what I'm here for is the other thing that I was asked about was, hey, can you explain how the hell we get to other planets? And actually, yes, I probably can. What we need to do, though, is line up the orbits, right? I see you're using the map mod. It is the ISA map satellite. ISA for Insurance, which is a reference to the Discworld novels. Two Flower tries to explain to the local innkeeper that his job is an insurance salesman, right? So, yeah. Insurance policy is what they're trying to sell. Anyway, that leads to the whole of Ankh-Morpok catching fire and burning and whatnot. So anyway, yeah, what we're trying to do is we need to figure out how to get to the other planets. Now, the easy way is you bring up MechJeb and it tells you the phase angles, right? Either of these will tell you the phase angles. Let's throw this away. This tells you the phase angle as well. You can see these numbers here. And they're not actually using the same coordinate system, but that's okay. Have you tested my Eve rocket? No, I'm just not. I keep forgetting. We're up to 29 people, huh? So, I could explain all the math, or you can just go to this website, which will tell you that if you want to go to, say, Jool, right? Because Jool is a cool place to go. There's a lot of things. You can go there. 46, 49? No, I'm only seeing 32. 49 on your screen? Seriously? Tell us when it hits 50. Can I link it in chat? It's KS ksp.olex.biz. So anyway, if you do the math, it actually tells you, right, that you want Kerbal to be here and you want Jool to be here. And then when you thrust off around, and I don't know if you can actually see my mouse pointer, so this might be futile, you end up, like, on the other side of the thing. 58! Freedom! Freedom! Yes. So that's the timing, right? Anyway, I need to wait until it says 96. Actually, you want to wait until it's slightly past that, because when you're going outwards, you're more likely to... it's better to overshoot a little. Now, Jool is way around here, so if I want to time accelerate, it's going to take forever, right? It says 121 degrees, so what I'm going to do is go back to the Space Center. I haven't built... I haven't got any space probes in orbit or anything, so I'm going to build like a new thing, and all it's going to be is Mech Jeb here. Does anyone remember the TV show Terrahawks? You get commercials, I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever. Anyone remember Terrahawks? There were these robots with lasers that would, like, shoot things. Anyway, because this dude is sitting on the ground, he can do my time acceleration for me, right? Now watch out, I hope none of you guys suffer from seizures, because this is gonna start to shoot very fast. Woo! Yeah, we are gonna try and bring this down to the magic number of 96.58, right? So here it is, you see it going down, and this is basically because Kerbal is moving around the sun faster than Jool, right? So I'm going to wait for this to get down to about 96, and then that'll be us in roughly the right place. At that point, I can switch back to my spacecraft in orbit, and he can do its boost off to Jool. Yay! You couldn't hear if I answered. I'm not answering questions particularly fast because it's very hard for me to pay attention. Don't feel offended if I don't miss you. Oh! Ah! Ah! I overshot. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I totally overshot. Because I had changed focus, right? But what I'm going to do is find my dude in orbit. Ah, you spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, round, 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 round. That's a great record, Dead or Alive. I always thought it was really cheesy in the 80s, but, like, having been a DJ since, I kind of realized that it is amazing. So, I want to wait. I want to come around to the back of the planet, and then I want to start thrusting. Right? Meat Spin has killed that. I'm such a DJ. I'm not allowed to DJ on this channel, because if I DJ on this channel, it could get blocked. So I'm just going to hide Protractor for the moment. Protractor has a really cool thing. Let's set up my orbit. We're just going to use what's left in this booster. I said prograde, and it's going to turn me really slowly. What haven't I done? What haven't I done? I haven't worked on a farm. I mean, seriously. No, oh yeah, that Meat Spin website, yeah. I haven't been a ballet dancer. It's the guy from Right Said Fred. No, I'm not Richard Fairbrass, and I'm not too sexy for anything. Okay, so we're just going to start burning away. And there we go. Nuclear engine. So this thing, of course, if I bring up the vessel information, and I have to say, Mech Jeb dudes, I really like the staging information that tells us about the Delta V available in each stage. As you can see, this space probe is really built for endurance. The first stage has like 2 kilometers, the second one is 3.3, the third one has almost 7 kilometers per second of Delta V, and the last one has almost 5. This is going to be able to fly around forever. If you want to make fanboy posts, please feel free to do it on the KSP forums. There's actually a thread where it just says, "These are my videos." So this is going to take a while, because we want to reach escape velocity, and I'm just going to time accelerate, and we can view the dark side of the planet. And we can see that the surface thrust to weight ratio is 0.2. That means it can accelerate at 2 meters per second. Oh, Elite Four. I am very well. Elite Four was actually mentioned a long time ago, and I was really gonna fund the Kickstarter. I submitted a question though, basically saying, if I get in on the alpha or beta, will I be able to post videos to YouTube, or will it be covered by an NDA? And they have not answered it. And frankly, I'm not going to pay for early alpha or beta access if I can't post them on YouTube, because it would, you know what I mean. Starforge, I'm not sure. Never mind. Can you yell at What? Oh, is something awful now pay to read? Just pay the $10. It's worth it. Seriously. But just remember, if you are, if you're joining something awful, don't post in any of the video game online things. Otherwise, you will never be allowed to join those forums, those guilds forever. Yeah, something awful, definitely worthwhile. X3, oh, I have X3. I totally have X3, and I've never really played it enough. Okay, look, we get an encounter. This actually might get in our way, because we are flying off into interplanetary space. Oh my goodness, have I... You know what? I am going to change my... That is not the best way to do this. Actually, it is the best way to do this. This is not the most perfect exit vector here. However, this will bring me down and then out, which will actually make my final orbit faster. And given that I actually missed my departure, I should be okay here. New MechWarrior Online. Everybody's like all excited about MechWarrior Online. I haven't played it myself. No beer today because I've been sick. And it's not so much that I don't want a beer, it's that when I start taking... Oh, look, I could have gone to Duna. Who cares? It's that the painkillers attack the stomach walls, and it can be really nasty if you combine that with alcohol. You can get like awful stomach pains, and I don't want that. On the other hand, I was just eating dinner, which had some Dave's Insanity sauce on it, which has some ridiculously insane temperature. Dave's Insanity sauce, have like one drop at a time and it'll still burn your mouth out. Love it. Yes, Dave's sauces are based in South San Francisco, so it's kind of a local thing for me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hopefully... Have you played the Space Build mod and Gmod? No, I haven't I haven't played Gary's mod much. I owned it, I bought it, and then I kind of stopped, never played it. I have like 4 million games on Steam. What are my conics? I think I have like, I don't know, set it to 4. Yeah, let me bring up my Steam list in a moment, and you will see just how many games I have. Let me show you my good old games list as well. Yeah, this stuff is the awesome, seriously. Dave makes amazing hot sauces. I also like the cayenne, cool cayenne. Nice stuff. 4 million games, I don't know about that. Right. Oh, come on, this is taking forever! So the good thing is, because I was slightly late, right? It means I will actually be ahead of where Jool will be, right? And that means that I'll be moving, because I'm moving very slowly, I'll be able to kind of sit up there longer and just let Jool fly past and catch me. So I'm going to slow my time warp down. Maybe I'll get an encounter, or maybe not. So a lot of people say, fix your inclination before you depart, but the problem is you can't actually fix the... X. There, we have an encounter, mostly. So you see what's going to happen is, I'm going to come up here, and then as I'm coming back down, I'm going to get caught. It's hard to tell what my periapses will be. They are planning to go back to the moon now. Yes, so I heard. Also, the dude, Ham and Eggs, has added me to our friends list. Who's Ham and Eggs? Oh yeah, did you find me on Steam? Okay, so here we are. We're leaving Kerbin. Look, we barely used one of these fuel tanks. Isn't that great? This is designed to go everywhere. Let's burn out a little further. I don't know. It says Jool periapsis. Okay, we'll just leave it. Let's travel out. Traveling off into deep space in my space probe. Actually, this is going to be a long duration probe, so I've got mechanical jab as the pod. What this is going to do is going to fly up and find all the stuff. You know what? What I'm looking for is a place that I can share my designs and actually, you know, track it on my own terms. And I know people talk about Kerbal.net, but I want to have my own tracking, and I also want to put some links and stuff to my videos and things like that. So that's really what I'm trying to do, is to put together a site which will do everything. Okay, we are now in Are we in interplanetary space? It says we are. Okay. Oh my goodness, this thing is just not sure what to do. So anyway, this one is basically going to go out and it's going to tour all the moons and hook up with check all the, find all the, what do you call them? All the anomalies. Anyway, as for my Steam game list, yeah, you can see, this is my new computer and I haven't finished, well, it's new, it's like several months old, but I haven't finished downloading all my stuff. You can see I have quite a few items here, most of which have yet to be played. Like the Sam & Max games, for example, which I know I love, but I have yet to actually play. And The Witcher, I'd really like to play that. And just for reference, you got about how much my ship has about 15 kilometers per second delta V, I think. Okay, you know what? We're a bit far enough out. So people, you can't adjust your inclination correctly. What I want to do is move this one upwards. So I need to do fire normal. I've got Terraria. Yeah, I have Terraria. In fact, you know, if I have I have a copy of Terraria that I was going to give away one of these days. Also, the other thing, actually, during the last Steam sale, I totally failed to buy any games at all. Okay. There we go, we're bringing this up. So now I'm bringing my eccentricity, no, my inclination closer. Wow, this is going to totally slide past the planet. That is pretty good encounter, that, huh? Still 63,000, but you know what? We can fix that once we're out there. I haven't tried Bad Piggies, but I do have Angry Bird Space. So yeah, other things to show. Gonna start this, and yeah. During the recent Steam sale, I didn't buy anything. Instead, I went and managed to buy 50 games from goodoldgames.com. Or GOG.com. So I have, like, the original Starflight is here, which is totally worth it. Wing Commander 3 and Wing Commander 4, Descent, Free Space, Alpha Centauri, Fallout, more Ultimas, you know, Theme Hospital, Battle Chess, Wing Commander 4, Dungeon Keeper. This is just, like, so much awesome. I mean, literally so much awesome, I cannot handle it. And I'm secretly, like, wanting to play some of these. A lot of these only are basically DOSBox games. And the cool thing about DOSBox games is that you can actually copy them onto any device. So I've copied Ultima Martian Dreams or whatever onto my Nexus. You can try to avoid posting links. I don't really play the grand strategy games. My brothers are really into that. What I do like, actually, is gratuitous space battles. Gratuitous space battles is simultaneously amusing, and it's my kind of thing. It's just like set stuff in motion and watch stuff explode. Yeah, I think I might have a copy of Gratuitous Space Battles to give away as well one of these days. And what else? I also have Eve Game Time one of these days. Will I build a giant interplanetary ship? You can bet your life on it. When Point 18 comes out, I am going to fly to every single planet. Right? Do I want Dota? Actually, I had an early beta coupon for Dota or Dota 2, and I gave it away to a friend in exchange for a Japanese RPG. Which one is it? I gave it away in exchange for this game, which I really love, Risseteer or whatever, an Item Shop's Tale. No, I don't. Actually, I don't have time for Dota, really. 120 for aerobraking puts you near Tylo. Yes. Well, we'll figure out what I want to do now. Okay. I guess how far away am I? It says 164 days out. I'm going to get a bit closer in. Get it down to 200. Have I ever tried? I haven't tried League of Legends either. Have you seen the new moon? Yes, I have. I've seen Paul. And I've also seen Drez, and I've seen the new Moho. And I actually kind of like the fact that they are making Moho more regular, because I secretly want them to reintroduce Vulcan, which will be more like Moho is now. I'm kind of disappointed that we're going to miss Mount Goatsea, but, you know, that's par for the course. So yeah, how are we? We're up to 118. Yeah, well, the thing is, free-to-play MMOs are flooding the market. There's a very small number of MMOs that still have subscriptions now. Okay, so how am I going to adjust my orbit to bring it in? I'm on that side, so I think if I go this way... Oh, yeah, I got to actually turn off my thing completely. Would I play Planetary Annihilation? I might. I might. Are you Wait, did somebody ask about the constipated... Oh, okay, so this story... Somebody's telling this story about the astronaut pen. Right, that story about the astronaut pen is actually not true, right? NASA had nothing to do with the astronaut pen. It was an independent inventor that looked at the problems. Early NASA missions, they used pencils, right? But in a pure oxygen environment, having graphite and like wood shavings floating around was a hugely dangerous thing because, you know, they could catch fire, right? So an inventor in the US basically designed the space pen and he put his own money into it. Then he ultimately sold it to NASA and to the Russian Space Agency because the design made a lot of sense. So that story about the Americans versus the Russians with the pen and everything, it's not true. That's the real story. What's my favorite food? I think Vietnamese food is the most amazing kind of food. Basically, Vietnam was colonized by the French, more or less, for, you know, centuries or whatever. So you had French cuisine getting combined with Asian cuisine, and it created the most, you know, amazing food that you can get. Unfortunately, the politics are a bit dodgy. No politics. I don't vote because I'm the US. I did, however, do a lot of data analysis, and based on my analysis, I predicted an Obama win by an 80% chance, so I'm glad that I was proved correct. I am, however, in complete awe of Nate Silver and his analysis that has predicted basically every state correctly. That's, you know, 538. Look it up, 538. Everyone's praising him as the king of the quants. Quants being people that crunch, you know, numbers or whatever. You know, I'm kind of glad that it was very clear it wasn't such razor thin margins. Because it really has, you know, it's changed the dynamics and we might actually get politicians talking to each other. Silent Hunter... Yeah, Nate Silver, I'm seriously. Okay, so we're getting... we're close. I'm going to time accelerate again. So one of the problems with this now is the SOI transitions. We need to fix the SOI transitions, because if you enter the SOI the wrong time at too high time acceleration, it's very easy to screw up your it's very easy to screw up your actual periapse. Oh yeah, let's turn this back on. We can click on Jool and it'll show us nope. Show closest. It shows me that we're going to go to 190. Okay. Can I click on, let's see, Duna. No, it doesn't show it anymore. Click on closest approach to draw on map. Oh, I see. There you go. That's not going to work. Oh wow, actually look, I'm going to get a gravity assist out to infinity. That's kind of cool. Reset. Planets. How do I get out of this mode? Reset. Show delta V. How do I... there we go. I want this one. Yeah, so we're not going to skip... That would be bad. Can you land tons of fuel? No, actually, so Harmless Toast, regarding changing Minmus's orbits. Now, this is an interesting thing. Okay, first of all, in the game, you can't actually change the orbits of any of the planets. However, there was a part or a mod which lets you basically create like a 500-meter asteroid. And that I'm going to use. I've basically created myself a save file with an object on a Kerbal collision 3,000 days out. And so the challenge in this video will be that you have to rendezvous with this object, land on it, and use your engines to adjust its orbit sufficiently that it misses. The problem is, for a 500-meter asteroid, I come up with a mass of about 100 million tons. So if you get there early enough, using a very large ship, you can in fact change its orbit, but just enough. I'm gonna wait until I get the SOI transition. Seriously. Space 1999. Okay, so the best thing about Space 1999 was actually the special effects, because Jerry Anderson, he's famous for making puppet things, but he really wanted to make live action stuff. So when he had his chance, he did a good job, I think, on Space 1999. Okay, so now because I've done the SOI transition, you see that my periapse is all broken again. So I need to adjust my position a little, and it's really hard to tell, but I think this is the way it's going to work. Actually, maybe I want to hit a little further north. Okay, let's turn off this. I like this. I like Protractor for a lot of reasons, but it's so darn huge. Okay, let's see what this does. So I'm getting tossed up a little, which means I'm heading below the equator. So if I thrust upwards, I should bring myself down closer to the plane. Right? And I should also bring my periapse down. And I don't want to overdo it. And I might have to stop there. Okay, that's me got closer to the plane, and my periapse is still pretty high. So now let's go. Oh, wait a second. Shoot. I'm going retrograde here. Wrong. I'm going retrograde. Let's just hit this. So if I come in like this, I will be going the wrong way around, and that will really mean that it's hard to rendezvous with anything and get into orbit. So what I want to do is turn my whole spacecraft approach vector around, so I'm actually orbiting in the same way as the rest of the Julian system. does KSP doesn't use gravity attraction between parts unless you have the special part gravity part, which you can download. And that's what I'm going to do for the asteroid thing. So another interesting thing is, if you wanted to change the orbit of a planet, you would have to make sure that your the fuel coming out was going sufficiently fast to escape gravity on the planet. Otherwise, you wouldn't go anywhere. My favorite Doctor Who episode is Blink. I mean, between all of the episodes of Doctor Who ever filmed, Blink is brilliant because, first of all, it completely stands on its own. It has a legitimately scary, hostile creature thingy enemy in it, and it's just plain straight up smart. Blink is amazing, and if nobody has seen Doctor Who and doesn't know what it's about, or is trying to convince somebody to watch Doctor Who, Blink is the episode which will convince random people that Doctor Who is a great show. And they might also curse you for ever letting you see this. Man, this is... Okay, 124. That's pretty good. Look, there's so many levels of Doctor Who, because you have to remember that Doctor Who has changed a lot over the years. It's 50 years old next year. You know that? Started in 1963. Doctor Who started... it was David Tennant that was doing Blink, but he is hardly in the episode. That's why it's a really good episode. Do I watch Top Gear? Have you heard me use the expression, how hard could it be? That is a classic Top Gear-ism. Okay, let's take a look at orbital information. So, we are going to be falling down. Falling down. Jool must be somewhere down there. Ah, there it is. Starts so far away from the planet. So I've got to watch this periapse to make sure that it goes... that's right! They delayed the Doctor Who because of Kennedy assassination. That's right. I have done some really ambitious things that have ended up to be rubbish. Absolutely. I've worked at some very ambitious companies and ended up watching them die in flames. So even in real life, I have highly ambitious things that go wrong. Look at us flying into Jool's atmosphere. Woo! Oh, you know what? I better save, just in case. I love the one where they raced the train, car, and motorcycle. They were going to Edinburgh, weren't they? I actually think... Okay, so here's the thing between Matt Smith and David Tennant. David Tennant, I think, was a better actor, and he really did a great job. However, he had lousy episodes a lot of the time. Most of the David Tennant episodes are really terrible. They have the mark of RTD, whoever, Davis... And they're weak a lot of the time. There's a few really good ones, and those are all the ones written by Stephen Moffat. Now, Stephen Moffat is doing the current season, and he has Matt Smith. Matt Smith's not as good, but he's pretty darn good, I have to say. And season 5, with the whole cracks in the universe thing, is the best single series of Doctor Who. Probably the best single series of science fiction anywhere. I'm so in awe of how good that series was. There are no bad... You know what? Did you hear, Mellotron, that in the next year there will be a new episode with the Cybermen, and it will be written by Neil Gaiman? So... froze? It froze? What froze? Oh, no, Series 3 of Babylon 5 is better than Series 4. I'm sorry, season 3 is far better. Shattered Dreams was like a brilliant episode. I remember buying that on VHS because I wanted to watch it again and again and again. Did it break? Can anyone hear anything? If people are having trouble, tell me. I'm hoping that everything is visible, but I just can't honestly say. Okay, we are just about to... We're doing pretty well. We're on a captured orbit. Where shall I start? I haven't encountered any planets yet. It'd be nice if I could get to Bop first. What is the best Battlestar Galactica? That's a hard question, actually. Because I really like the one where they find they find the temple or wherever and the star's about to explode. I really loved that episode. But then it seemed to me that they kind of dropped a lot of the themes. I haven't watched Gold Rush Alaska. I have no idea what that is. I've been watching Doctor Who since I was a very young child, let's say. Okay. And hold on, I'm just thinking for a second. I'm pretty close to the plane, actually. I just want to find out when... You know what, guys? If you make UI... I don't know if this is the UI people or whatever. Can you make it so the windows don't move when you use the right button? Because it really would help. Okay, I'm gonna burn... okay. I'm gonna burn normal upwards here. Because what I want to do is kind of bring this into the plane. GIMP has movable windows. Do I have... I don't know what... I have watched Breaking Bad and Walking Dead, but I haven't watched all of the episodes. I think Walking Dead is more my kind of thing, because I happen to know people that really just did too much meth, and I just didn't want to, you know... I think, you know... I think zombies win for me. Let me tell you that. Also, you know, I like the fact that it was adapted from a comic. A particularly gory comic. Yes, I have watched the original series of Doctor Who. Repeatedly. And I also have listened to many of the radio plays that have been made. Okay, that's us in the plane. Pardon me. Where do you... After this, can you make the largest plane possible? Well, what I'm wanting to do is put... so what I'm going to do is come out here. And now I'm going to go prograde. And then slide out my orbit until it encounters one of these moons. And then that will be the moon we shall go to. So there we go. We're moving out of Jool's atmosphere. I can... Of course, if I switch to Jool, it tells me there's no terrain here. That's a bit of a jip, isn't it? Make the right flyer? So yeah, now you see, moving with all the speed of a slug. Accelerates at 2 meters per second, of course. Okay, time warp away. And we're looking for encounters. What are we doing? Oh, shit! There we go. We are apparently going to study the... Does anyone know if there's any Easter eggs on Lathe? Because we're going to go and find out. Actually, the Spruce... Have you ever broken your universe before? Dr. Kipner's, I'm no longer an astrophysicist. I was an astrophysicist for many years, but I'm professionally a computational data linguist thing. I basically design search engines and data indexes and stuff, and analyze data. I learned all about languages so that I can understand, you know, things like Russian and how to index Russian. That is my job now. So I think what I need to do is fire retrograde to slow down. So I'm a computer guy, basically. I'm not... Astrophysicists, essentially, they study the universe and they write papers on science. That's what they do. They try to answer questions about how the universe works based on observations. So a lot of science... astrophysics isn't like other sciences. Most other sciences, you can do experiments, right? You can build something and test a hypothesis, right? So you can mix chemicals and see what happens. Astrophysics, you can't do that. You basically can look out at something out there in the distance, and you can't touch it. You can't look at it from another angle. You're basically stuck, right? No science is like any other science. XKCD will have something to say on that, I'll bet you. But yeah, you can do experiments in other sciences, but not in... Oh yeah, the other thing I need to do, now I think about it, is I need to come over the pole here. So I need to bring my orbit up, because we want to come over the pole of this planet, right? God, this is so hard to just change this orbit at all. I should have done this before I came here, huh? Oh, man, this takes forever. Okay. Now, burn retrograde again. Do a grand... Why not use headphones anyways? What do you mean? Physical time warp. Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting physical time warp. You're absolutely right. How am I doing for fuel? I get tons of fuel. That's why I came here with tons of fuel. I wanted to do the grand tour thing. Thank God for physical time warp. You save so much of my time. I swear without physical time warp, I'd go out of my mind. Kerbal Space Program the musical. Why isn't it giving me a periapse distance? Oh, it's because I'm actually going to be inside the planet. That's good. So I should probably not crash into the planet, huh? No? Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to do that again. Without physical time warp, I could still use cheat engine. And in fact, yes, I like... you got to be careful, you know, make sure you download the legit cheat engine, because clearly it is a name which is quite likely to be associated with dubious hacking devices. Gotta get up and over the top. Up. There we go. 14 kilometers. I need to go a little further north than that. I think... I don't want to go so low that I crash into the planet, so I'm probably just going to skim through the upper atmosphere at about 30 kilometers and then use the engine to capture. I'm not drunk at all tonight. As I said, I'm only drinking the finest in Oakland water in a glass from the grill that has the Maltese Falcon on display. Another wonderful, you know, bit of history in San Francisco. Because, you know, San Francisco, I kind of like it. Which moon or planet? Well, apparently I'm going to Lathe. When you're using physical time warp in space, you have to hold Alt. Okay, so now I got 28 kilometer orbit. I might have to adjust that a little upwards, but we'll fix that when we get there. Why did we all vote for Obama? Because Mitt Romney was not sticking to his script. Because Mitt Romney wasn't sure whether he wanted to be governor of Massachusetts, Mitt Romney, or whether he wanted to be Tea Party Mitt Romney. I'm presuming that's why most people voted against him. But no more politics, right? The numbers are what they are. There are more interesting questions to ask, trust me. Like, did Nate Silver really know what he was doing? Okay, so I'm wanting to shoot north. North, I say. 45. Let's just do that. What is the meaning of life? Number 42. Han, of course, shot first. Not only that, Greedo did not even get a chance to shoot. Right? There is no second shooting or anything. Personally, I'm waiting for Disney to re-edit Star Wars so that Alderaan shoots first. So here we go. Let's save this. Let's go and do my aero braking. Aero braking round the moon. Zippy. Oh, look, I can start my scanning now. So now, Lathe, look, we're getting data from this. Hopefully, our orbital information. What I really want to make sure is that I don't fall back to the planet. Exactly. Wouldn't it be awesome, like, to have Alderaan just, like, come out there and slap down the Death Star? Actually, no, it would be terrible. What do you think of the new flight modes coming? I'm interested in staging mode versus docking mode. I think that there needs to be better tools to balance RCS, because you kind of have to place RCS around the center of mass, and if you don't do it properly, you'll get rotations when you try to do translations, and translations when you try to do rotations. And I find that to be really frustrating. Okay, I'm not going to get captured on this by any means. I'd better do some burns to help capture me. Burn! Burn it! What's it? What about the new fuel system? I think, well, I mean, 2 fuel resources is perfectly normal for most rockets, unless you're talking about hypergolic fuels. Also, by the way, Wreck-It Ralph, I saw that movie over the weekend. It's really good that I had kids, that I had an excuse to go and see Wreck-It Ralph. It is great. It's kind of cheesy and sentimental, but it is great. There's a lot of references that you will only get if you're a gamer. Things like, you know, Shenlong was here, and Aerith lives, and Jenkins! By the way, we're up to 100 people. It's time for a freedom! Okay. Oh, well, so much for my aero braking. I'm having to burn precious fuel. Gotta bring my Apple apps down anyway. Yes. Well, as I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh my goodness, this is gonna take... This is really... I'm having to burn a lot of fuel. Oh, wait a second. Has one of my sets of tanks run dry? Oh, look! Oh no, wait a second. No, oh, that's run dry. I should totally stage those. Hope I stage the right ones. Yay! So I'm getting more Delta V. Can Kurt join? How? I don't know how to... I have yet to set up my stuff to work that way. I would definitely like to join with other people. Like, so it is very Disney, but it's definitely Disney via Pixar. And, you know, executive producer is John Lasseter, so, you know, it's definitely a whole lot of awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is surface 0, 0, execute. Stop burning downwards. In fact, what I should be doing is burning upwards. I need to bring the far... Wait, Kurt is here? Really? Who, what, how? The Farlander? Scott, are you having trouble? Yes, I cannot wait for 5-1. I'm desperate. It pains me so. I'm so looking forward to docking. Would ever... I might be on the live stream, but I can't. It all depends on me being able to get to a phone and do stuff at work. That's really what it's all about. Unfortunately, I'm kind of, you know, working causes a lot of problems. I'm not... Wait, is Kurt listed in chat or whatever? Is he wearing his glasses? Because I don't have fancy 3D glasses. I do have my hat. which was actually a wedding anniversary present. It's by Goring Brothers, who are famous hat makers. They've been making hats for, like, you know, ever. They're very fashionable, very cool. He tweeted the stream. Ah, he tweeted the stream. Well, well, I'm glad to hear it. Kurt really is a gentleman. And as I said, I'm really excited by the Firelands thing because it is an example of floating point numbers going nuts, which is also what the Kraken is. And when I was doing computer programming as an astronomer, like, floating point numbers were one of these things that people always messed up. And so it's really kind of cool to see this. Okay, my apoapse is now... Okay, I'm going to stop burning here. I'm going to cruise out. So much for my brilliant aerobraking maneuver. Warp to apoapse, warp. Kurt led me here. He led me to the YouTube. Well, it's nice to know that Kurt dropped by. I really appreciate that. And I'm just jealous that he can play Minecraft and I can only play Kerbal Space Program. Okay, now retrograde. Gotta burn. Oh no, actually, I don't need to do that. I need to go prograde now. That's what I need to do. I was also a fan of Kurt. Yeah, I'm just glad that I'm glad that he's such a nice and magnanimous person, because I can be such a bastard at times. I'm sure it saved some Delta V. Yes. Oh. I'm hoping I have enough Delta V to go to the rest. Squad says floating point errors. Pretty much built that thing in order to fight. Yes, exactly. Floating point math is one of these things that people don't totally understand and they take for granted. The thing about floating point numbers is that your precision is always the same, but that means that, you know, if you're 1 meter away from something, you can get the position down to, say, a thousandth of a millimeter. But if you're a kilometer away, you can get it down to 1 millimeter. And then if you're 1,000 kilometers away, you can get it down to 1 meter of accuracy. So, basically, your precision changes as you go away from things, and that's why when you go a long way out in Minecraft, the floating point numbers start to break down because equivalences fall apart. And so the Farlands is basically, they use what's called Perlin noise, I think, to model or to build the terrain in Minecraft. And part of that equation is they compare two floating point numbers to see if they're equal. So once you get out to this ridiculous distance, these two numbers that are supposed to be different actually show up as equal. And so the terrain says, oh, there's a transition here. Let's put a cave, let's put a rock. And yeah, that's why you basically have the entire space out in the Farlands is full of rock. And that's why I am eagerly awaiting Kurt to arrive there. Ah, Kurt, I see you. Are you wearing your glasses? Actually, let me do circularize. Let's just circularize here, so I can actually look. Get the torches. Oh, no. Well, no. You get different floating point number errors occur in a lot of different ways, right? So with Kerbal Space Program, the problem was that you had this physics simulation that simulated the way bits of a rocket interacted, and you also had so those distances were really, really, really short. So you needed to know that, you know, the two fuel tanks were really close together, right? And you needed to know their precision to within millimeters, because if you move a spring by a millimeter, then it can be crazy, right? But you then had to put that in a space which was really big, so the precision suddenly was too small, or it wasn't enough, or it was too big. Oh, there we go. We're now in orbit, and we are scanning. And so the nice thing is, this will actually scan at 50 times, and what I want to have is anomalies. Nebris, the real, who's here for a short while, he seems to have left when we spotted him. Oh, I see. You just want to raise some hell. I just came here to chew gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of gum. Give a hoot, don't pollute the Lathian orbit. Yes, I should have dumped those when I was still in a return. So, Randosity, that is the ISA MapSat plugin, and what it is doing is looking for... it is looking for things. It's looking for anomalies. So while this is running, maybe I should play something else. What do you think? And I was going to show people a classic game from the ages called... here we go. Starflight. Let me see if this works. So we can watch this in the background while I can show you this classic game by binary systems. Oh, actually, what I should show you is the manual before I kill the... Yeah, there's the great graphics. PCs a long time ago. Where are we? Starflight. Where's the manual? I want to bring up the manual. This is Starflight 1. I'm just downloading the manual. It says it's going to be 25 seconds. Tell me if you see any red spots appearing here, right? Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for red spots that might be anomalies. Is that in 1080p? It is not... Game in progress, but not saved. Uh-oh. That's not a... Oh, no! What is that? Do I need to reinstall this? Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is a... Okay, I have to exit the game. Okay, there's a way to fix this. Let's just play Starflight... No, let's play Starflight 2 instead. Or, actually, I have a better plan. Let's play the Mega Drive version. Right? Load Genesis. Sorry, Mega Drive was what it was called in Britain. Here we go. Much better, huh? The original Starflight was released in 1984, and if you look... Now I can bring up the manuals. Hold on. Starflight manuals. Close. I just want to show you... Listen to that amazing music, huh? This is great artwork and all that. And there's this great picture. Yes, this is the development team, 1984, right? Look at that. Look at these guys. 5 of them. Apparently it took like 18 man-years to produce this, right? And so how do they make it look high-tech, right? They have them sitting on the cockpit of a plane. Look at these old school controls here, right? This must be a really old plane before they got like proper automation on board. And yeah, the game came with a code wheel to make sure that you were like playing it. It would ask you before you undocked. But anyway, yeah, there's a whole bunch of, you know, you basically walk around and make a crew and everything. Is there anything here yet? No. Okay. New game. Captain's name. Let's call him Captain Kurt. Out of respect. Be done. So, yeah, here we go. Now, first thing we're gonna do is get ourselves some crew, right? So I'm gonna add, I'm gonna create... Give us a name! Give us a name! We need names! Jeb! Let's call this guy Jeb, okay? Jeb... and he is going to be human. Okay, we'll create another one. We'll guess we'll make Bill. Be done. Should we make him another human? So, like, different races have different skills, right? Some of them are better at science, some of them are better at medicine. I'm just going to create an all-human. No, let's create one of each, right? Let's create a Velox. Right, and then we're going to add... Bob. Bob. And he's going to be a Thrin. I think the Thrin have a bad problem with the... They don't get on with Eloan. So I'm going to call this... We've got Bob, so I guess we'll be Charlie now, right? Because he's my other go-to guy. Shout out if you see any red spots appearing. Or, alternatively, you can just tell me, Scott, you're wasting your time and there are no... there's no special anomalies on this planet. So he's going to be Eloan or plants. I don't see any red spots. I turned anomalies on. It's nice that it works at 50 times time acceleration, I have to say. Okay, one more. Give us one more name. Android should be called Ash. Yes, you're right, Ash. What a brilliant idea. He's probably going to be... The thing is, Ash is really going to be really good at navigating, so... He's going to be an android. So you see that he has amazing navigation skills, so he is going to be the pilot. We've already got Bill, okay? So let's assign him to navigation. Assign Ash to navigation. Science officer... I guess humans are pretty good at science, so Jeb has to be science officer. Engineer... I guess that will be Bill. Comms will have to be... Well, comms will have to be Bob, so they can talk. And Charlie is going to be our medic. I would love... You know, XCOM would be awesome. Jeb is a science... I know, he just had... That's the way they came out, okay? B is done, okay. There we go, back. So now we can look around. This is a space station you're on. Look, we have we can go and see Goatsy here. Yes, this is a trade depot. Yeah, don't need any of that just yet. And that's my spaceship. Go in here, and oh yeah, I can mod up my spaceship before I go anywhere, right? So we have... Oh, damn it! What are we gonna call it? The android should have been Mech Jab. Yeah. What should we call this? Harv. We'll call it Harv. Okay, and we want to buy some bits for it. What do we want? We got cargo, engines. Still see nothing on this map. Do we have weapons for it? We don't have any weapons. Let's put a pulse cannon on it. Okay, it says there we have weapons. Okay, armor. Let's not bother with that. Oh shoot, I put armor on it. Okay, I guess I got armor. Shields. Let's put some shields on it. Yay, I get shields. And also the all-terrain vehicle. I can put things on it to help me get it around. Things like that. Wide-angle stunner, radar, mineral scanner. Okay, never mind. Let's go back to the ship, and we're going to buy another cargo pod so we can carry more fuel. Get armor and engines and ram all the enemy. It's pretty old school. Okay, so we have you're about to embark on your mission on your first mission. In your bank account, you will find an amount of 50,000 monetary units. This money is to be spent training your crew, configuring your ship, and purchasing any necessary materials. Of course, some of you may wish to leave some of this in the blank, blah, 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 blah. Okay, more... Oh, yeah. So, more... Repeat. So your objectives are... Seek out and explore strange new worlds. Boldly go where no man has gone before. Establish contact with sentients. Capture and bring back non-sentient life forms. Record alien life form data. Bring back alien artifacts. Bring back any valuable minerals. Keep from getting brutally killed. Etc, etc. Okay. No, I want to come back. There we go. So, wait, that's my personnel. Oh, I can train them. I should probably train up my... train... Who is I want to train? I want to train Jab a bit. There we go. Spend a bit of time. Done. Next. Who else? Train... He's the engineering dude. I'll train my engineer. And then do next. Get Bob, train. He will be my comms dude, I guess. And finally Charlie, who's my medic. Okay. I think we've got enough to be going on with. Oh no, we want to go back to the Goatsea place, and we want to buy some fuel. Lathe doesn't have anything? Now you tell me? Are you serious that none of you mentioned that Lathe has nothing? I'm gonna let it map out the planet anyway. Okay, Indurium is the fuel, right? So we need that to carry that with us. So, our account balance, oh, excellent. So now we can go to our spaceship. Woohoo! Duna has Easter egg. Yeah, but you know what? I wanted to go out to this place because I figured there'd be more stuff out here. And really, the part of the idea is that it gave me an option to go and play this really fabulous old game. Okay, so there we go. Oh, nope. Break orbit. Yay! So I can fly around and you can see, like, you can see me flying around the solar system, right? Oh, there we go. Let's try and get an orbit here. So I get an orbit, and what do I push this button? No. Select, see aborts. I forget, how do I do it? Science officer. So look, we can do sensor. There's nothing to scan. Sorry, wrong button. Science officer. Analysis. Oh, I need... How do I get this? No, I don't want to land just yet. Oh, there's the star map. So you can travel out to all these other ones. I've never played the Sega version. Right? The stream is lagging. My mom is lagging. Would you like to see decaying orbits for space stations? Very likely. I would like to see a lot of decaying things for everything. Okay. No, okay, let's try going. No! Orbit established, finally. Now I'm in orbit. Right, so now the science officer can use the sensors. And it'll tell me things. Okay, great. Science officer, can you analyze it? I cannot analyze them, sir. Did I not put sensors on my ship? Ah, there we go. Fluorine, oxygen, promethium, lithium. All these things. What is it? Never play. Yeah, so the thing is, the PC version is, like, really, really, really old. Like, incredibly old. So almost any other version of the game is superior, right? Okay, so we can land on this planet, but I'm not going to go. I'm going to go... Ah, come on. Let's get out of here. I need better engines so I can fly faster. So I'm going to go this way, and hopefully I shall arrive at another star system. See, there's other stars there. There we go. That's the system we're going to. There. Okay, it says nothing. Great. Let's look at the star map. I guess I'll keep going further down that way. Keep going until I find it. There we go. Estimate. So what you have at the bottom, it says estimated time to system flare. There's a... What's happening is the home system you're in is expecting to have a solar flare that will basically sterilize the planet. So the game is in part a race against time to figure out and stop this. Come on. How do I get into orbit? There we go. You know when you try to warp in real life. What's that red on the right? It's not what you're looking for. No, that's just maps. That's just islands. I'm seeing the different things, but not anything. So science is going to do sensors, he's going to analyze again. Ugh. You can actually find Earth in this game. But one of the things that is missing, science and analysis.
Analyzing.
Analysis of last reading. Object, blah 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 blah. Surface, liquid, gravity, subarctic, etc. etc. So navigator says, let us land. Where can I land on this? It's a predominant surface liquid. Does that look like liquid? Which one's least likely to be liquid? I'm gonna land here. Cool. Oh. Oh wait, I'm supposed to shoot. I'm supposed to fire engines to land. Oh, that's a new thing. Okay, disembark. Okay. Mineral scan. Oh wow, looks like an earthquake. I see no minerals here. How do I find minerals? That can't be good. I think my armor is getting damaged. No! Uh-oh. This is not the way I expected things to work. Wait, am I doing this right? No, I don't know. Okay, I gotta get back. Oh my god! Takes damage! No! Oh no, I'm gonna die already! Rescue ship has been dispatched. Oh no, the vehicle is lost. Well, how useless is that? I've lost my terrain vehicle. Great. What do I do? C. Is there another button? Oh, look, I can take off just by holding this button. Well, that's useless. Now I've lost my thing and I've got hardly any fuel left. And I still haven't found any anomalies. There is no anomalies, only sands. What's up with that? Navigator star map. Well, this is looking really shit. Oh, pardon the terrible language. So I've flown out and I've wasted all my fuel and I haven't found anything. Okay, so I'm just doomed, basically. Because I've wasted all my money and I haven't got anything for it. I played this to death. I didn't play this version, I played the Atari version. And I got the Pioneer Space Sim. It's really good. Actually, if you want Elite, I would recommend a game called Oolite, which is an object-oriented version, re-implementation of the Elite universe. And it's pretty good. Oh, actually, let's go this way. No! Come on! This is what I get for buying the cheap engines. I can't escape! Darn! Ah! There we go! Oh my goodness. Everyone says this version of Starflight is way better, but you know what? I've just blown through most of my cash and been completely unable to get where I want to go. There's nothing to scan. It's like I'm fighting the gravity or something. It like, I don't know what it's... Oh, there's a space station there. Oh. So what do we got? NBA Jam. He's on fire! Yeah. No, I haven't played it, and I am yeah. It's this. I'm thinking, should we call it? Should we call it? There's nothing here. That station does have some serious gravity. Science officer, no, no. Doctor, no, I don't need the doctor. I need navigation to land. Apparently, I'm not in orbit. No, there we go. Orbit established now. Lathe, it's not a dead planet. It just hasn't been visited. Navigator, land. There we go. Back in the space station. Well, so much for that. I was seriously hoping this would work for me. Man. There's nothing here but that goatsy door. Okay. File. Save state. Kill it! Okay, let's go somewhere else then. So we're in a polar orbit and we need to go outwards to the next one. Which one should we go to? Tylo's there. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait to go out a little further. Oh man, we're already going fast. Okay. So what I need to do... Let's turn this off. I need to wait for me to come around the other side and then I shall burn starting around here. Okay. I know there is the Kraken on Bob, right? I could probably actually visit that one. But just getting out there is going to take a while. So I'm going to basically zoom out of here, try to get myself into a reasonable... There is something on Val? The thing is, we might actually be able to... The thing is, I want to go to all this stuff, right? It did say anomalies on. Okay. That's me in an escape orbit. So let us leave Lathe behind. Bye-bye. How pretty it looks out there. Why are my satellites pointing in different directions? Is it because one's active and one's not? Hold on. Are they tracking the planet below? Is that one tracking the planet? Hold on. Do these things actually track the planet in question? No. No, they just rotate randomly, I guess. Okay, so much for that. Okay. So let's get back into the plane. So I need to do normal minus. Ah! Well, I'll do normal plus then. So I'm trying to get there to burn upwards, to flatten out my trajectory, get back into the plane. Mech Jeb's eye tracks your camera. Yes, it does. Or the vector that Smartass is named at. I didn't know that it tracked the Smartass vector. But speaking of ass, I hear that Kick-Ass 2 is shooting. I've seen on-set pictures and I'm very excited. Granted, I can't use half the words that they use. What's going on in 0.18? Docking. Docking is what's going on in 0.18. And we also have some new planets. So we are getting very excited because we will be able to build ships that do all sorts of things. Okay. Let's put this away down here. Why am I listening to my phase angles? So what do I want to get? Val is what I want to go to, right? So let's just go around. And when I get up here, I'm going to do a prograde burn. No, actually, what I should do, really, is just go down to here. Yeah, I'll go down here, and then I'll flatten out my trajectory. Oh, look at that. So actually, what I should do is, because... there. I'm just going to ask it to circularize my orbit. So what it'll do is it'll kind of flatten out my orbit a bit, and then I'll get in there. Trusses in 0.18. That's my favorite. Uranus' fake name is King George. Go to Minmus. Why would I go to Minmus? I've gone to Minmus like. Is it possible to escape the sun's sphere of influence? It is entirely possible to escape the sun's. It's entirely possible to go to infinity, but the game doesn't work it. Have you played a slower speed of light? No, but that sounds very interesting because I have discussed with my friends the design of a game where speed of light is slower, because it allows you to do things like the Picard maneuver. The Picard maneuver is where you basically come in at beyond the speed of light, and they see you coming in one direction, and then before the lights reach them, you turn around and come in from a different vector. And so they get all confused and say, which way is he coming from? I'm going to abort now. Okay, so this... Oh, God damn it. Okay, so now, orbital operations, go away. Nice. Oh wow, and that's almost like a perfect polar orbit. How about that, huh? Wow. I am pretty darn impressed, even if I do say so myself. Okay, let me head... What we want to do is head southwards, 180. That is a really fluky, I have to say, incredibly fluky. So I want to fire that way, and that should... You know what, I'm not going to orbit this as low, because... There we go. I'm going to capture... Warp to periaps. Then I'm just going to capture the orbit. I have not played Dwarf Fortress. I don't like crappy reality TV shows. Actually, that's not true. For some reason, and I don't know why, I will admit that I have a soft spot in reality TV for what's that one? Not the top model one. The stupid fashion design show. With Tim Gunn. I don't know what it is, but I think that is the most watchable reality show anywhere. The drama is just so hilariously over the top. It is worthy of my time. Okay, bring my apoapsis down to 50. Actually, you know what? I could probably soft land this spacecraft on Val if necessary. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to bring the apoaps down to like 500 so it will scan the planet a little faster. 500, 400. Okay, so now warp out there. To say, oh yeah, let's bring up this satellite thing. Lathe Val. Look, we're scanning it now. Okay. What is that show that I can't remember? Project Runway. Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally admit that I've watched Project Runway on occasion, and it is hilariously great. Yes, I admit. There's only so many things that so many bits of TV that I can really care about, and that's one of them that actually works for me. Star Wars Online, or the Old Republic. Okay. Well, so now what shall we do? Look at that accuracy. Yeah, well. How are we doing for fuel now? Man, I thought I'd be able to do like a grand tour, but I'm really starting to run low in the fuel here. My mind's a little blank now. It's almost 4 a.m. Well, you know, I've just had dinner myself, and probably at some point my wife will be back with the kids, but until then we're going to be playing Kerbal and other things. This is kind of photogenic, isn't it? Yeah, I've landed on a tile. Oh, look, there, we got something. See that? That red spot right there? It's 6018. Awesome, we found an anomaly. We should save this. In fact, what I should do is bring up the landing autopilot and just tell it to land there. I'm going to save it. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to save it. 60.3. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. 60.3 south. No, wait a second. 63 south. And that's actually 0.3, isn't it? 60.3. I don't know. Actually, if that's 0.3, it should be more like 20 minutes. So this uses degrees, minutes, and seconds. So this is 82 degrees east. 82.8. 82.8 will be roughly 48 seconds east. Hit the deck button. Deck. No! There, look! I mean, how good is that? That's pretty darn close from my mental conversion. It's not like my map is going to be particularly accurate, right? Thanks. Thanks for reminding me things that I should know. Okay, so here's the other problem with scanning moons around Jupiter, right? Or Jool. Is that because a lot of them are tidally locked, they are orbiting very slowly, so it takes a long time. So the time it's going to take to scan this whole thing is going to be too long for my thing. So what I'm doing is saving, and then I'm just going to say, I'm going to use the save, but I want to see what it is. Be careful, it's a weeping angel. Well, in that case, be darn... Oh, no, I didn't mean to do it. Land at target. There we go. Why do I not use YouTube Live? Because YouTube Live only works for... It works in a special way. No, YouTube is actually as good as Twitch. The problem is that for most people, they can only use Hangouts, and Hangouts uses their own interface. Oh. Yes, you're right. You see, it was fine until I hit the deck button. Ah, okay. Well, hopefully I'm not going to end up in the wrong place. Well, the Hangouts are actually pretty darn good for business. Well, the thing is, there are YouTube partners. There are multiple scales of YouTube partners. That's the thing. And it takes time to go from one to another, right? Yeah, YouTube is better. Where is this hit the deck button? Yeah, ha. Yes, I've applied to the partner network, though. See, yeah, because I've got the partner, but I haven't got the other features, right? So I can't use regular streaming. I can only use Hangouts, and I can't use Content ID, for example. Content ID would be... so, for example, when that Islamic TV station took my video and rebranded it, then I don't want to do it. Listen, I don't want to affiliate with anyone yet. Seriously, I want to just do my own thing. I want to build my own brand, my own way, because honestly, I don't want to be associated with some of these people. Let's turn off the phase angles. How are we doing? Yeah, looks like we're going to come down close. And hey, by the way, yeah, they took my video. They didn't rebrand it. They took my video about the discovery of asteroids, and then they started talking over it, and they said, Look, these asteroids are being produced out of the firmament of the universe by the power of Allah. And the world is going to end. And you'd better become, you know, a Muslim, because that's what we're saying. I mean, I'm not, you know, I don't actually speak Turkish, but they definitely misrepresented my content, and they never asked my permission. That's really what it is. And I'm kind of mad. If scientists ask to use my video for, like, educational purposes, I'm quite happy to do that. But, you know, I specifically have said no to political organizations. There's some political organizations, and there's religious organizations, which I say, no, you may not use my videos because I don't want to be associated with whatever it is you do. Scott Mac, the return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Why is my map not updating anymore? Or is that me coming over this way? Is that where I am? Oh, preparing for Breaking Burn. Go on American Idol. No. American Idol does not have DJs on it. Well, I'll tell you, I don't know how many people are watching. I know that in the chat room is 127 people. So I don't see that 224 number. Does that mean that I've got to do another Freedom? Yeah. Freedom! Yeah. Turn on my position indicator. Oh yeah, current position. Oh yeah, it's right there, totally. It says it's preparing for the Breaking Burn. Let's turn off the orbital information, put in the surface information. Somewhere down here is... Does the Air Force use... Okay, so the Air Force story basically comes from the fact that when I posted some of my early videos about how orbits work, there was some guy from the Air Force Library that asked to archive my videos, and I was like, of course I can, of course you can. So apparently somebody could use it. Somebody in the Air Force liked it enough that they wanted to make it available to students or education, and I'm all about it. I really want to teach people things. There's a lot to be taught in this grand universe. However, I was interested... Well, no, they shouldn't train using KSP. There's more important things for the Air Force to be doing than KSP, I have to say. But I was really fascinated to find out, and not entirely surprised when I thought about it, but that somebody linked an article pointing out the flags that were on the moon. I knew that one of them had fell over and that 5 of them were standing, but there was... They have all since turned white because the dyes and colorings were not designed for use in space, and specifically ultraviolet. I have actually a record, by the way, by somebody called Scott Mac. So Scott Mac is not that crazy. It's somewhere over there. Tell us if you see a sprinkly... blinky, sprinkling, shiny light. I think what I'm going to do, actually, is once I get down, I'm going to fly it manually and see if I can get close to it. So what is it, French now? What nationality, Army? No, well, no, the flags are white. Physical time warp. You guys have no patience. Does anybody see anything? I'm trying to move the camera about to see if I can see something twinkling. In but a twinkling of an eye, it shall appear. I see nothing. Oh. No. No. I thought it looked like a face for a second. I thought, that's highly unlikely. Let's zoom out. That would be funny if somebody had a face or something. Something in that crater. Oh wait, I did see a twinkling over there. There's something there, right? Okay. Definitely something there. Now I just need to make sure I don't crash into the surface. Look, we're totally on course for it. Does anybody know what it is? I've never seen this anomaly before. I don't know what it is. I'm totally guessing. I'm excited. There's a face of Carl Sagan on Tyler. Really? It's a Stonehenge. Don't spoil it for me. Is it a? Just if it's a Stonehenge, I'm gonna have to sing Spinal Tap. You know, right? How are we doing? Oh, I get plenty of thrust to weight ratio here. So I'll be able to... I think I'm going to come up short. And I think it's over there. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the land. And go that way. But... nope. Okay. Man, I can't fly this darn thing. Kill rotation. That's what I want. Turn off the landing autopilot. There we go. Now, I'm gonna go west. Go west. Oh, it is. It's totally a Stonehenge. Okay, Retro Translatron. No. Okay, let's just kill this. Oops, X. Landing autopilot. Why is it suddenly freezing on me? What the deuce? My whole thing is just going really slowly. And I have nothing to do with it! Let me just make sure there's nothing going nuts here. This is where I find out that I'm using all my disk space or something. You better land! Oh, it is landing. Nice! That would... I'm sorry, this juddering is what I'm seeing as well. I don't know what's causing it. Let me just maybe pause it. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Woo! I opened up the Kraken. Now the only problem is this is an autonomous probe, so there's nothing on board to get out. Nobody can get out and go exploring. I have to say, it's not a bad touchdown in the end. I mean, given that I pretty much kill rotation. Oh dear. Well, that's why I saved it before I landed. It's all the polygons. What do dead parrots have to do with this? Polygon. Perhaps this is not the most optimized model in the game. Let's just pause it and hit this. Give it a second. Any theories on the signal on Duna? I haven't seen that, supposedly. No, my point was that I wanted to see it. Okay, what I'm going to do is reload it, and then we're going to do something else. No, but it doesn't really look like Stonehenge. It doesn't look anything like Stonehenge. You see, personally, I do not think the problem was that the band was off tonight. I think the problem was that there was a Stonehenge on stage that was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. Spinal Tap, one of the greatest movies ever. The triangles point to something, do you think? Perhaps. What way is that they're pointing? It's hard to tell. The sun is in that direction. So I suspect they point to the north or the south. They point to the pyramids orbiting Jool. No, it's not Wayne's World, it's from Spinal Tap. NASA doesn't want to land an NEO. So what I've done is I've saved this. you know, I'll come back to scanning some other time, but we'll go back to the Space Center. I think what the way docking is going to work is it's going to be manual control, but there will be magnetism that will pull the pieces together, you know, so that they'll lock. And when they lock, the game will convert the two spacecraft into a single spacecraft to the magic boulder. NASA wants to land in Thailand. Actually, what I should do is go back. What have we got that we can do silly things? Benny Hill thing. I literally cannot rendezvous with it. Where is what is the magic boulder? Have I ever... What do you mean Celeste? Have I ever tried navigating by the stars? Did you see the whole one where I successfully navigated to the moon and back using my lander? Look, we go back. Actually, if we go back out of this and start a different save. Oh yeah, let me show you this actually. Disaster. Year 9, day 80. Continue. If we look at the tracking station, I have... Oh, there it is, there. Well, that's it. It's on collision course. But what I did was I put it back into deep space, and I can rewind it. So if I go into... Here's a really cool trick. If you go into games... Oh my goodness, so many things. Disaster. Actually, if I edit the persistence file, and I take the time, universal time, and set it to 0... That's that, and then set that one to 0. Oh, that one's 0 anyway. So actually, yeah, if we just fly this, let's fly this, and then I do a quick load. So now, so this is the plan. This is a body I've put onto an orbit. Right now, it is just a test spacecraft, but I'm going to replace this with a rock. And we can show you the rock, actually. And this rock will let me do things. So actually, yeah, I don't know if people have seen the... the self-gravitating body? You know what? I need a decoupler, don't I? No, it doesn't want to attach. Come on! Okay, let's try it the other way. Let's put a decoupler and an engine on this spacecraft so I can fly it all over the place. It doesn't want to attach, darn you! Urgh. This was working the other day, I swear. Load. Pointless. I don't have it here either. Cancel. Moonjet. What? Make it a command module in the part. No. I could do that, but I'm trying to come up with something that will make it interesting. Who is making my thing flash? Yes, I know they've been developing a plan to land on an NEO for decades now. I have... Let me see if I can find this book. Look. Give me 1 second while I find something really interesting. So, okay, one of the problems is I can't actually show you the full thing because of the way... I'm here. Let me see if I can take a picture or something. Oh dear, what can I do? I have this book here. It's called Hazards Due to Comet and Asteroids. This is a conference which I was at many, many years ago. And basically there's a whole bunch of descriptions about how interplanetary missions should start with NEOs, because NEOs are closer to the Earth, they require less delta V, and you don't need to come up with a whole landing cycle. So if you're going to do a manned mission to another body, the NEOs are way better opportunities, right? Let me I want to see if I can bring up something else. Hold on. I have another thing here, which is kind of scores me some geek credentials. You probably can't see it because it's going to be really tiny, but does anyone know this book? This is Skies of Pern by Anne McCaffrey, right? It was the last book that she wrote on her own. It was basically the Dragon Riders of Pern have to deal with a killer asteroid. And I was contacted by Anne, through a friend. And so I helped her write the asteroid, it was a comet. She wanted an asteroid, but I explained that a comet would be more spectacular. So if you look in the foreword, this is copy number 3 of 20. And in the foreword, she actually credits that she credits me with being a cosmic impact consultant. And so yeah, I came up with a design. I came up with an orbit. There's a little letter from her. So yeah, it was on the 4 weeks in the London Times and 6 week on the New York Times bestseller list. So that was my contribution to great literature, so to speak. She signed all of the Pern books. She gave me like every single one, and I'm really quite happy to have them. And one of these days I should go back and do it. But yeah, I tried to do the same thing here. I tried to build myself a giant asteroid that would hit the thing. Let's see if this is it. No, this is not it. How in devil's name did I make this work before? It used to work, I tell you. Oh, wait. Oh, that'll work. Okay, maybe this is my problem. This has no sticky nodes. Ah. Get rid of this again. No, it doesn't want to stick. It doesn't want to stick. Oh, I know why it doesn't want to stick. It's because I've changed the size of the darn thing in the config file. Okay, forget it. It's going to have to be the black hole. Yeah, I changed the scale off it because I was trying to make a super large one. Let's throw this out of the way right now. Look at this thing. It's gonna fly into the sky. Oh no, of course, this will never work. Well, let's try flying a black hole across the surface of the planet. How stupid can this be? Alistair Reynolds. I'm going to send a black hole. I'm not going to send a black hole to Kerbin. I'm going to fly a black hole over Kerbin. How's that looking? Look at this. It's a giant black hole. I think my family is getting home, by the way. So, this mod that basically is all about spacecraft and stuff. So, when they're part of the spacecraft, they are lower mass. When they get detached, they gain a lot more mass. I should make a Borg cube, huh? Let me come back and flight. Let me show you something. One more thing. So if I do new, stick this down here, accept. I'm going to rotate it like that. Sounds like the family. Hello? Yes, it's time to be finishing up here. The Tunguska event was almost certainly a piece of a comet. Okay. Bye, guys. This has to be done. Fare thee well. Okay. So... Bye-bye.